Hi, it's Rich with Rich Baum Photography, Sacramento, California. And I want to welcome you back to another episode of Rich Baum's Tips and Tricks for Real Estate Photography. And today I'm going to be doing a review, or a re-review. I'm going to do a review about a review I did 18 months ago on a product that I just think that after 18 months I have a little more information and a little better feedback, and I think this will really be beneficial to all of you, especially the ones that have not seen or heard of this product or the ones that are thinking about getting it. So this product is the Flashpoint eVolv 200, and that is the same as the Godox AD200, and they are just a 200 watt second light portable self-contained battery, as you can see here. So those are a couple of the really big advantages. Whereas everybody knows, or the people that know I know, or know I really like the Streaklight 360. But I have kind of enjoyed this light lately, the last 3-4 months, a lot, for a few reasons I'm going to let you know. But there was a while when I first got it, I was really excited about it. Then I found that I wasn't quite as excited. There were some down sides to it. Let's just leave it at that. And I have learned to overcome that because the things that really work with it have overtaken the things that were the negatives. So let's just get into that. So this is 200 watt seconds, and this falls somewhere in the line of the Speedlight, the R2 Zoom, I think it's the Zoom R2 Speedlight. And this is roughly a 2/3 of a stop more power than the Speedlight. And this is 200 watt seconds. And then the next one in the line is the Streaklight 360, which is 360 watt seconds of power. And that's roughly 2/3 of a stop brighter than this. And then there is the 600, which is also about 2/3 of a stop brighter than the 360. So it kind of goes 2/3, 2/3, 2/3. And this one, though, the benefit really is it is just self-contained, small, and a few other things I really like about it is this is the Fresnel head, and this is the most compact head that comes with it. It comes off, and it's very easy to put on, really nice. And this is just good for being compact. People complain there's a little light leak in there, if you can see that, but it really never bothered me. But a couple of the other heads are, one is the bare bulb head. So this will swap out here, and you can put the bare bulb here. Now, I don't personally use the bare bulb, except something I will show you in a few minutes. But this is a bare bulb for people that shoot bare bulb, and it is really nice. Now, one thing I would do is to put a reflector on here, kind of like the 360. Has a little screw down here, nice and safe. And this will throw out a better beam of light. There's actually probably a much better beam of light than this, but it's a little bigger, and I just prefer to use this. It's all self-contained, no bulb right here, so it's a little more convenient for me for real estate photography. Now, the other head, which will be coming out, it came out after these all came out, and this was the new LED head. And where it is not really powerful like just a designated video light, it is actually pretty darn good, and it is much better than the modeling light that comes with the Fresnel head. So this light is great. I do it for weddings. I can do detail shots. I can use it for getting ready shots in a small area, and it's actually really nice. So you've got that if you want it. These all came with a package, and the package comes in this case, very nice case, and they all come with these barn doors. So you can put on the Fresnel head, and I love how it's so quick and easy to swap out. And these things are really actually, they're not gimmicky, they're really good. The barn doors, you can, if you're not familiar with what a barn door does, it kind of comes from movie lights, but it can, you can modify your light beam and cut off areas that you don't want spill. Okay, this also has a, let's see if I can get this off. It has a set of gels. So we have blue, yellow, red, and green. And these are magnetic, so I think a lot of things in the future are going to be magnetic. So these go just like that, just stick on there, really nice. If you're into using gels, I don't personally use gels very often, but I think if you want to use gels or learn about it, I think it's great to do, okay? So I'm just going to take the barn door off here. So let me go into a few things that I like about this. As I just said, the size. It is a compact and lightweight. It is also the integrated battery, the internal battery. The 360, Streaklight 360, I prefer because it is, the head will, the reflector will be able to be aimed different directions. This, if you want to, I have one over here too. If you want to adjust the angle, you've got to put it on some kind of a bracket, and you've got to move the whole light. I don't like that as much as having a head that will be flexible, but I can live with that. I can deal with that. Okay. The next thing is, it is very hard to see this. In real estate photography, I always have my lights pointing straight up. The only way I can see the power on this is to get underneath it. So if my light is way up high, I can see it. But if it's not, it is very hard to see. The next thing that is hard to see is the brightness of it. And yesterday I was doing a big portrait shoot with two of these eVolvs, and I couldn't see the light outdoors. So let me see if I make sure I have it on. Actually, I'll use this one for you. Turning it on. And you can see right there, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's not very bright. Now, let me push the center button. It will get brighter if I push that button. But in bright sunlight, it's really, really hard to see. But I can live with that. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. A couple of other things. Now, a lot of people know I don't suggest you do this, but it works for me. I put hot glue on a lot of my knobs, my cameras, and a lot of my dials and things like that on my lights. I have a little dollop on the on-off switch. And I really like that because the on-off switch on this light is very hard to find, see if you're not looking. And with this little dollop, you can see it's raised up a little bit. I can just turn it off and turn it on. I can also take the dollop if off. I have taken it, put it on and taken it off of many devices, and I've never hurt any of my devices. So I'm not suggesting you do that at all, but it works for me. The other one too is the power dial is very hard to get enough traction to rotate it. So I put 3 little dollops of hot glue there, and I don't even have to look at it. I can just feel it. And each click of the wheel is 1/3 of a stop. So I can now move it really easily and feel it, and I don't have to see it. So that works for me. I'm not saying that you should do it again, but it works for me. Another thing is this light can either be screwed in by some kind of a stand. You can get a pistol grip for it, which I have, but I don't have it for this review. You can also screw it on the bottom. Now, I happen to use in all my lights, I use this Manfrotto Plate, which works in conjunction with the Manfrotto clamp. Okay, and I will have all this in the show notes. All this will be in the show notes afterwards. So I like this just because, and if you've watched any of my other videos, I use these on all my lights. Very secure, very quick and easy, and I like it, okay? Now, I personally use umbrella brackets like this especially for this light, that go up and down and move so I can have the light pointing straight up like that. Again, you cannot rotate the head, it just is not opposable. So what I have here though is this comes with it, and it is a plastic. This is plastic too. I actually have metal ones for my other lights, but I'm not as crazy about this one that comes with it. I'm not saying it's going to break. I have said it in the past, but I don't use it. It has a knuckle here so you can attach it to your light, screw it in, put it in here. So they had to include one of these, but it's just kind of cheap in my opinion, and it's a very important piece to be cheap. Right there is a very important connection, so I prefer these. And this is also where you can put an umbrella in here, but these are the same way. This is okay, I guess. Not for me though, okay? Now I'm going to show you one really cool thing. Let me point this so we can all still see it. right there. Also, something you might want to think about is just putting a label. I have a P-Touch machine, and I label all of my equipment because I'm forever leaving equipment in places. So people know who it is and how to get in touch with me. Okay, see how easy it is to connect that. Okay, now I'm going to show you a really cool piece that actually I had before I had these lights. I used to use quantum lights, and they were great, but they were very expensive and finicky and expensive to repair. So I have since gone to these Streaklight 360, the eVolv 200, and they work great, but here's the deal. I'm taking off the Fresnel head, okay, and I'm going to put on, I'm going to take off the reflector. And this stuff, again, it's like modular, and it really works. Everything is so great. So one thing I'm going to do is put on the bare bulb. And this is, I won't use a bare bulb by itself, but what I will use is a really cool 12 by 12 inch quantum softbox. And you can find these for, I think, I'll look for a show note, but you can find it if you look out there. I don't know what companies make it now, but it's portable. It has a little diffuser on it. It's 12 by 12, so it's nice and small, but don't let that fool you. And it goes right on here. And you tighten it down. And I use this for portraits and for weddings. And it is absolutely fantastic. Don't let the size fool you. It's a very efficient, very nice softbox. And it just works great. So I use that at weddings if I want to get a little bit of diffusion. And it's so portable, I can literally just, when I'm wrapping it up for the wedding or a portrait shoot, if I want, I'm just going to unhook it here. I'm going to unhook the whole bare bulb head, and then I'm just going to keep it in its little pouch, okay? I'm not going to go ahead. You know what? I'll put it in this way. There we go. And it just is so, put it in my camera bag, and that's it. 12 by 12 has the head attached to it. Really, really, 2 thumbs up for that. But let's get back to the eVolv 200. So you can get these for Christmas. I think I got $259 for this, and it came with this. It came with the LED light. It came with the barn doors, the reflector, all the clamps, battery. It just came in this little case. And you know, the case is really cool, but I'll be honest with you, my lights come out of the case one time, never go back, and this sits on a shelf. So it's not that important to me, but it is kind of a nice feature when you're buying it. And I want to say another thing. It does have a removable battery that will last 4 houses. I don't want to tell you because you'll run out and then blame me, but always get a backup. But I have a second light that I have a backup, and I actually have a third battery. But this thing will last me 4 or 5 houses, okay? So there you go. It's really, really fast and easy, compact. It is got also this little rubber cover. I forgot to mention that. When I first reviewed, if you watch my original review, I was worried that this light is kind of slippery, and it is. And I was worried it was gonna fall. It's gonna slip out of my hands. So I actually got a really thick rubber band and put it around here. Well, and by the way, look how fast and easy that is to mount it. Okay, so they must have heard me, probably didn't hear me, but heard somebody. They make this little rubber cover, and it actually works perfect. You put it on once, you never have to touch it. It has all the cutouts for it, and it actually came with my, I think I got it from Adorama, and it came at Christmas time. So Amazon, you can find some great deals on Amazon, but as we all know, please use the Rich Baum Tips and Tricks Photography Adorama link, which helps me make these free videos, but I won't talk any more about that. So I just want to say that it's a wonderful compromise. It's a really good power. I prefer the 360 because it's got a few more things. The head moves, it's more power. This is roughly 2 or 3 times a Speedlight. The 360 is 2 times this, at least 2 times this, I'd say. And I think, though, that this is a perfect combination of size. And now I actually recommend, if somebody's going to get into this, especially if they don't want to be bothered with the external battery of the 360, just buy one or two of these. Or actually, I recommend buy a Speedlight, an R2 Speedlight by Flashpoint, and buy this 200. Together, you've got a lot of power. You've got 300 watts, no, not quite. You got probably about 175 watt, let me say 275 watt seconds of power. Speedlights are hard because they go on guide number, but anyway, I just want to say, if you are trying to find more out about this technically, there are probably dozens of videos out there that are really going to go in depth into the technicals, go in depth into maybe showing you the colors, the reliability, showing you the small details. I'm not the one for that. I'm just telling you that for real estate, it works really well. It packs up well. It is fairly reliable. I've had one break in 2 years or a year and a half since I've had it. And Flashpoint, Adorama just replaced it, no problem. That's why I like Adorama, because they just are easy to deal with compared to Amazon. But there are other companies, Cheetah Light, Cheetah Stand. Cheetah is the same as Godox, is the same as this. But if you buy it from Amazon, you may not have as easy a time to do a warranty or whatever you're doing. But I like it, and I'm keeping them. I'm going to give it a 2 thumbs up now. So Rich Baum with Rich Baum Photography saying, this is a great light. I'm going to leave the information on the show notes about these. I will also leave it about the attachment here, which I have on most of my YouTube channels. And you can learn a lot about these by just going to the website and checking it out. And I want to say that I would like you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel. That means a lot to me. And please use the Adorama link. And don't forget, shootingspacesPodcast.com is a weekly podcast. And we come out every week with an interview or with a product review or Ask the Guy feature where we answer questions from subscribers. And we just released an interview with Dave, the CEO of Cam Ranger. Very excited about the new Cam Ranger going to be coming out in 2019, Cam Ranger 2. So Rich with Rich Baum Photography saying, shoot better, shoot smarter, get better jobs, make more money, and go enjoy yourself and spend time with your family and get new equipment and save up money for retirement and maybe buy some educational videos. So anyway, Rich Baum saying thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate your time. See you later. Bye.